All right, all right, all right. Good Thursday morning. I had to even check. I'm half asleep. But another day, another dollar. So, hey, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Join me at 9 a.m. for a live stream and a trade. Yesterday we got one trade off, really. And we did all right. I think we picked up like 200 a contract, plus or minus. I don't even recall. I do recall that I wasn't over exuberant about the morning, but I do believe we did make money, and I guess that's all that really matters. We had good trades too. That's what matters. Not a lucky trade. We didn't break our rules. We stuck to our rules. We got paid. We moved on. What more could one ask from a trading day? And this is a rough week, man. You have Yom Kippur this week. You have non-farm payroll out there. You got feds talking, constantly, just getting in the way. So it was a hard week. So not a bad week to exercise the practice of sitting on your hands. There's always a better time out there. And to tell you the truth, it's more likely than not that I even took that trade just to entertain the streaming public, which is definitely a bad motivation for a trade. So here we have the reports for the day. And biggest thing we're going to look at this morning that's going to move the market is initial jobless claims. That's what everybody's focus is going to be on. And natural gas stocks, I mean, they're of interest, but not that big deal. The big deal is non-farm payroll. And historically, I used to trade the futures more often than I do now, and I would trade early morning once London opened. And actually today was a good London open trade. But once the market opened, I would back off because it's usually an indecisive day because of non-farm. So we'll see what goes on. Join the stream, and you may just have to sit through me ranting because there's nothing going on. So we look at the futures today. Interesting. Here's the S&P 500 futures, the ES, and if we remain like this for the day, that's a classic bull flag right there. Kind of tells you what the feeling is for Friday. Looking at the futures, interestingly enough, go to the S&P, and yesterday's just an indecisive day, and it's telling you, who knows? Very interesting. Two sides of the coin. So, just based on that right there, I'm saying, choppy day tomorrow or today. And I'm going to be very conservative. Even if I take something, it's probably going to be de minimis in size. And just because I like to trade. But I really feel that I'm going to just back off today and let it go. I think that might be the right move. I'll be calling trades out, though. I'll let you know if I'm willing to take it or not. Yeah, this is interesting, indecisive bar. But again, we look at the ES. Just based on the pattern, you have to be neutral to bullish, pending a break of the flag, and that's what we'll look at. The 240s are showing a double top. That kind of tells me that we're in a neutral stance. But for that to really trigger, it would have to break the 729 on the futures. So we'll keep an eye on it. And let's take a quick look at BTC. Just expand that to get more of a feel. It's just building a channel, man. It's trying to figure out. This is a really nice, look at that. That's a really nice support right there. And you know what? We got this little line right in here as my resistance, but I'm going to start looking at this channel, which we have set up. And let's get back on that. There you go. And we're just going to call this right here like the midline. And really, you could, if it's going to remain in this channel, which is not a bad spread, man, you're talking about 10,000 points, 9,000 points. So you could break look for setups that break the midline, and take your profits around here. Look for something that's going to break the resistance, the support, the midline, and you could trade this bad boy back and forth. It gives you a decent movement if you're into it. I'm still neutral long term on it. Who knows? I mean, it's just working out a lot of shit right now. Got regulators crawling around it now. They're finding that Russia and their supporters are using Bitcoin to raise money for Russia. There's a lot that governments are going to think about. And, they don't like to give up their control. Quick look at oil. And, you got to be bullish based on the geopolitical and economics of it. But, it's on a bullish trend. It's running. I'm not going to make any moves. They're trying to get this bitch back up to 120. And, actually, they got some of those OPEC characters on CNBC right now. So we're going to, you're just going to have to watch it. If you want to play this, you could play the USO ETF and look for a break. This break right here, this was a trend line we were watching. That's a break that we got involved in that trend line. But now we could put a good resistance. Yeah, I'd probably put the resistance right there and watch this for a flag. A flag busting into this resistance could be a nice move. So you could take this flag when it triggers. And if you don't know when a flag triggers, stop into my live stream at 9 o'clock. And you could ask me the question, and I'll just break down the flag and how it works and how to protect yourself with a stop loss. So hey, while you're here, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, and join me at 9 o'clock. All right, we got the panhandling out of the way. So when you know what, I'm gonna have to say I'm bullish on oil, but hesitantly bullish, man, because there's going to be action. U.S. is going to do something. Although Biden really has no friends in the oil industry, so it's going to be a difficult fight. But I'd be careful because this was a smack in the face to the Western world, and a direct representation of their support for Russia. So I would expect some sort of response to this. RB, looking at gasoline, got that flag going. So we're going to remain pretty bullish on gasoline. We got the flag going. We're also coming into the midterm elections. So anybody who can put thumb screws to the Democrats are going to put the thumb screws to the Democrats. So let's remain bullish there. Nat gas, Bank. I just kind of feel like nat gas might be bottoming out a little bit. We're neutral on it. Just watch it. I don't see any setups or anything. Nothing that's exciting me. You might watch on the 240s. You could watch this. See if we develop this resistance. Obviously, the 240 momentum is kind of bullish. Looks like, arguably, you could say a small head and shoulders right there. And it's already triggered and moved up. And it looks like it might have moved as much as it would have. 50 cents. The trigger's there. You know what? You probably got another 40 cents in it in movement. Looking at bonds. Looks like these guys are bottoming out a little bit, right? You got the momentum moving up. We had a nice retrace. Yeah, that could make a double bottom. That retrace was nice and conservative. We got about 23% on the retrace. Don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 132 in the short term, which is kind of giving me an indication that this market's going to move up on these reports. Just seems like that's what everybody's kind of gearing themselves towards. Looking at gold, man, gold bottomed out nicely on the 29th, and single bottom, which is kind of rough. But you know what? Let's take a look at something. It's hard to hit those single bottoms. Yeah, it's a pretty strong retrace too. I'm watching this for Head and Shoulders right here. You know, just like that. Yeah, watch that for Head and Shoulders. I've been talking about gold. I think you ought to stop picking away at gold. I think you're going to start hearing some language about pegging currencies to the gold again, to gold to control inflation. And it would make sense just with the idea that the global economy has fallen apart, and we don't get that support unless Russia and China snap in line, which I don't see as likely. A lot of ego going on there. All right, so we ripped through that. We ripped through the futures. Let's take a quick look, if y'all would, at at some equities. AMC. It's going to 1,000. It still is. I'm surprised they haven't hung that guy, Matt Cole, and all those characters that were pumping that shit out. Yeah, it's just a lost cause, that thing. So, what do you think? Shorts won? So TBT, good way to play the interest rate. I'm looking for it to pull back. I'm trying to get it around 28.5. I'm kind of abandoning that theory, but it is getting pretty toppy. If I see a decent pullback, I might take advantage of it. It's just it's building all these gaps, and yeah, that 28.5 looks like a long cry. I mean, 27's not unreasonable, but the market's got to make a serious move, and I'm just not feeling that in the market. I might take a little more at 29. I own it cheap. I own it around 15, but I think that that we could see it in the 60s before the Fed is done. So I guess that being said, it's a little arrogant of me to hold out. I mean, I might as well take it here. I mean, there's enough room in it, but I guess that's part of the allure of what we do. Amazon, everything's just kind of easing down right now and not telling us much. Amazon's still got a little bit of that gap to fill, usually does before it makes those moves up. So tomorrow may be a whippy day. Can't call it, man. Can't call it. I'm feeling, because of the futures and how the futures are setting up, that there's good indication that we're moving up tomorrow on the report. Feeling a little bullish on bearish on Tesla, although I like that hammer, and it looks like that momentum's flattening out, getting a divergence on the 120s, so you could keep an eye on that. Look for a bottoming pattern. Microsoft, yeah, it's not really telling me anything. I don't like that everybody's leaving these gaps here. Usually, a small catalyst, and it makes a move on these gaps. Apple doing the same. All right, all those guys are the same. Let's look at what we're going after these days. Again, I'm accumulating T. I like it below below 75 cents on $15.75, which it's there again. I'm holding out a little bit to see if I can get that 15.50. I'll take a little bit. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, based on some events, we can buy this thing, down in the 14s, which is pretty damn cheap, man. And I mean, at this price, it's paying like 7% dividend. It's paying you 7% to hang on to it. Really not bad. I mean, still, what are you getting in the bank? I think it's up to 2% in some of the better accounts. So I'll take that 7% at this low dollar value after it got beat up along with the market. I can see easily 20% capital gain on this. Bitcoin, not really looking at. SPY, don't really use. SH is an ETF for a short, which I'm watching that too. I don't know where I wrote that down. I think 15.50 I was trying to buy it. Missed it at 15.80, and then it popped up a quick buck. But I'm watching it on this rally, trying to get it a bit cheaper. 15.50 would make me pretty happy. I'm still thinking that we're going to see 3,300 on the S&P, just based on all the geopolitical shit. So, yeah, this is a good way to play the short. I just want to get in it before all this transpires. That's what I'm looking at. I like T-Mobile. I like what they're doing. Just overpriced right now, so I'm waiting. I'm thinking at the low we could buy it at 110. I got some stops out there at 134 and or limits rather, and 129. But my last piece, I'm looking at 110. But again, we need a major catalyst in the market to move it down. GLD, good way to play gold if you're kind of interested in that. Watching the chip stocks. Taiwan Semiconductor, very interesting. People are touting it, but I'm apprehensive because of the China risk. I do like Samsung, but that trades as ADR, so you might have a hard time getting it. But I think Samsung is going to prosper from this, and we need to diversify our use of chips. Also watching MU, AMD, and Intel, and I'm going to chip away at those guys as they come down. But I'll figure out what the strongest horse is down the road. But now I'm just getting ready for the battle that will ensue. All right, so I babbled enough, and subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Join me at 9 o'clock and ask me some questions, man. Keep me talking, especially today, because I really don't think I'll be trading, so I'm going to be bullshitting. So if you want to learn, come to my channel and earn while you learn. All right, once again, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Remember, if you're feeling anxious when you're trading too much, you should be calm, cool, and at peace when you trade. And I'll see you at 9 a.m. Good luck with your trading.